All right, we're live. Couple minutes after noon. Thank you for being here. I know it's impromptu, but what's cool about this technology, you can always watch it later, even if you're not watching it live. But if you can tune in and you have a question, just put your questions in the comment section and I'll get to them. It's Tarot Tuesday. I am renewing my commitment to doing this regularly every Tuesday. Maybe not the same time of day, but somewhere like around 10 to noon. All right. One of the things I want to address is experience, or as I put in the title, the gift. Ooh, you have such a gift. It's a gift. What a gift. Eh. First of all, as you see in stories and movies and things, one person's blessing is another person's curse. Like an easy example is like The Sixth Sense. I see dead people. It's not always fun until you know what to do with it. And that brings me to the perspective of experience. As with any gift or talent, the best thing you can do is apprenticeship. Study with someone, have a mentor. I like the word mentorship. Apprenticeship sounds like a bricklayer. Have a mentor. Have someone. And, well, I'll even tell you, I don't know what to do with the book. I just started this book called Mastery by Robert Greene. It's very good. It's basically about how to develop the attitude and the thought process of a master of something. And the first part of the book is laying out that process. And just like in the old days, so the word apprentice comes from the Middle Ages when, let's say your talent was glass blowing, making glass bottles and things. And your son didn't want to carry on that job and be a glass blower, you'd find an apprentice. And that's when the word was developed in the Middle Ages. You would find someone not related who wanted to be a glass blower and teach them everything. And they would stay with you for years. Usually, I think he said the average is 5 years apprenticeship. Well, in modern times, this term is usually now used in union jobs. Like if you're a bricklayer or a construction worker, you know, you choose what you want to apprentice in. Let's see, you want to be a heavy equipment operator, learn how to operate bulldozers and stuff like that. Well, you work with somebody for often years until you become a journeyman. And in the Middle Ages, journeyman was someone who could journey to other places and do that job. So I'm going to stay here in the village with Sir William and learn how to be a glass blower, and then after several years of doing that, I can journey to other villages, towns, and do it there. And I was just thinking, of course, that's why I'm reading the book, thinking about how this applies to me, and that also, you may have heard the term 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours of experience is some kind of threshold. And, well, Terrence, thank you so much, man. Thank you. And notice my new hat, Kaskaskia Trail Course. You say, when do I ever see William wear a hat? Well, I'm wearing it to show off my new hat, Kaskaskia Trail Chorus. It's a chorus I sing with. And anybody who wants to sing, anybody who loves to sing, is welcome to join us. Thank you, Terrence, for chiming in. I really appreciate that. So, experience is essential. Experience with someone who knows more than you is essential. And therefore, being willing to learn from your mistakes is essential. If you stay in your comfort zone, you won't learn. To make a long story short, if you stay where it's comfortable and cozy, you won't get any better. And that might be okay. Maybe, let's use tarot now as a good example. Well, or the other more practical things like bricklaying. Maybe you just want to build your own building, or do something for yourself, you don't want to be a professional. Like a mechanic, I can do most things on a vehicle, uh, change my oil and change my spark plugs and basic stuff. Some more involved. God bless YouTube videos for that. But I have no desire to be a professional mechanic and work on other people's cars all the time. Cooking. I love to cook. Don't want to be a professional cook at all, or a chef. I learned what makes a chef is basically being a kitchen manager. I have no desire to do that, but do I love to cook for myself? Absolutely. Absolutely love to cook, but I don't want to be a professional cook. I like to experiment, play around with flavors and spices, and so on. So, why? Oh yes, I brought this up because I know a lot of people who, looking at me, they'll say, "Oh, what a gift," or with themselves, "I have a gift, and I don't know what to do with it," or "I have a gift, and now I think I can go do readings everywhere." Well, if that works for you, fine. There are some people who just want a reading that you're going to give them. There are some people who want more in-depth spiritual knowledge that you don't have yet. But again, it's whatever you truly desire. What level do you want to take it to? And I was thinking about the hours I've done readings, and it's a lot more than 10,000. It's probably 20,000. So what do we want to get insight from today? Let me say my little prayer. Divine oneness of being, ascended masters and teachers, our own personal guides and overriding angels, thank you for coming close to today as we gather here today to shed light on our individual and collective path. Terrence, this might be for you since you're the name I see there, but what they're showing me, I haven't seen this in a long time, but people use what do they call it? The edging bricks on landscaping, all right? And the ones I'm seeing have the scalloped top like this, okay? I don't know if that means anything, like that specific kind. They are more upright than they are flat, and they have that scalloped, curves on top, all right? People used to see them all over the place on landscaping edging. And what they're saying is boundaries can be really pretty. Boundaries don't have to be concrete walls or barbed wire fences. Boundaries, so it's not just a boundary, it's a point of demarcation. It's a distinguishing line between the mulch and the grass. Anything else I need to say about that? No, I think it's just the boundaries can be beautiful. See what else comes up. All right. See if the Queen of Swords comes up. I associate Queen of Swords with boundaries because of one of my mentors, Deborah Bourbon. One of her favorites was the Queen of Swords. Yeah, Terrence and anyone else who's interested, my Facebook account got disabled, man, I don't know, several months ago. And I tried to get it back. I was unable to. Tried to make a new one, immediately got disabled. Because Facebook said, hey, we disabled your account. Stop it. So, I don't know what's up with Facebook. I'm pretty sure, no, I suspect my account got hacked And then their technology flagged that as a hacked account, disabled it, and won't let me make another one. So anyway, here we are. Might be about binders, might be about something else. Let's cut. King of Swords. I mentioned Queen of Swords. First card, King of Swords. I'm doing a 10 card Celtic Cross. King of Swords and Ace of Wands are the first two cards. Queen of Swords. King of Swords and Queen of Swords. Wow, wow, wow. Five of Cups. In the conscious mind is a Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. In the position of self is Five of Wands. Conflict. The Emperor. Four of Swords. Three of Cups. Okay, another cup. Let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 of 10 are cups. 1, 2, 3 of 10 are swords, and 2 are wands, and 1 major, the Emperor. Interesting, all the positions of power. King, Queen, Queen, Emperor. That's 4 of 10 have authority or power. That's interesting. And in the position of the self is 5 of Wands, which is very simply conflict. So, one of the main features of this reading is to resolve conflict, listen to your inner authority. Take command of yourself. Yep. So in the position of the Emperor. Now there may be, kind of like in that book, there may be a mentor or a leader that you model, which would be the Emperor in this reading. But overall, whether there's that person really in your life or it's more of a archetype, resolution of conflict comes through listening to and cooperating with your inner authority. King of Swords. Let's go through them one by one. King of Swords. It's important. Let me hold this up since you can't see the cards. It's important to keep a high perspective. See how his throne floats way above the trees? Use your disciplined and brilliant mind to raise your perspective, to get a higher perspective. In my everyday life, I use the word D-tip. Don't take it personally. It's not personal. Let it go. Do your thing. Be true to yourself. Keep a higher perspective. Don't get dragged down. Crossing that is the Ace of Wands, the initiation of fire. This is your, okay. So let me give some context. In the past, 5 of Cups. So I'm going to quit feeling sorry for myself, not going to dwell in self-pity anymore. I'm going to get fired up. I'm going to get excited. I'm going to get energized. This also correlates with Archangel Michael. So Archangel Michael and Queen of Swords both show up. That is cutting cords, baby. Because one of the first things I learned to do and all this stuff was a meditation to ask Archangel Michael to cut cords. And it works. Worked for me. So 2 cards right there with cutting cords. Queen of Swords and Ace of Wands. So you have Archangel Michael. You have the initiation of fire. I want you to contemplate fire, which is light, heat, and burning. The light of awareness, the heat as in expansion and growth, and burning as in once you burn, transformation, permanent transformation. Once you burn something, you can't unburn it. You are engaging when you accept your inner authority, you are accepting transformation of self. And that leads to the Queen of Cups, who is also a master of boundaries because her task is to be receptive without being a doormat. To be receptive without being taken advantage of is the challenge or task associated with the Queen of Cups. And you're able to do that when you have healthy boundaries, as evidenced by the Queen of Swords. In the conscious mind, the Knight of Cups, putting those emotions into action. So the word emote comes from the Greek to bring forth or bring out from. So emote, express it, bring it out. The horse is the action part. More specifically, the horse is your willpower. So I consciously engage my will to act on my emotions instead of being caught up in my feelings. Big difference. Conflict is a position of the self, and that's what this is all about, resolving conflict. The Emperor, incredible card of authority, correlated with Mars and fire. Aries. So the Emperor says, here's how I see the Emperor. There's this empty throne over there saying, whenever you're ready, or even if you don't think you're ready, sit your butt in that throne and take command of your life. Take command of yourself. And you may notice above that throne, what do you call it? There's a myth about this. Not the trial. The sword of, it'll come to me. So anyway, in the myth, the jester or fool tells the king or emperor, hey man, king's got to be an easy job. I mean, all you do is sit there and tell people what to do. You get to drink all the wine you want. Blah, 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 blah. Must be nice. The king's like, oh, really? You think so, huh? Have a seat. The fool sits in the throne, looks up. Sword of Damocles. The sword, this giant sword hanging by a horsehair. And that's a responsibility of the throne. But in real life, that's your job. You sit in the throne knowing there's a risk. But it's not like life or death like the myth. It's really, okay, so what does swords represent in tarot? Your attention, your mind, and how you use it. So, be aware. Have situational awareness. Be aware of what's around you. And what do all the myths and ancient stories tell us? The great rulers rule with love and compassion. The iron fist does not get you very far. Okay, next, Four of Swords. I just mentioned attention. So Four of Swords. Swords is your mind. Four is the card of stability, like four legs on a table. Okay, so mental stability comes from stillness. Meditate. Go for a walk. Go do whatever you need to do to achieve and maintain mental stability and stillness. What's the outcome as you do these things? Happiness. A celebration. So, hope that helps. There's no comments yet, so we're almost at 20 minutes. So, I'm going to leave it there for now. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll address them later. Peace and love, my friends.